Good afternoon, fellow Zimbabweans. It's that time of the evening again with now Brett Holley, and today's episode 10 is aptly entitled Happy Birthday, Mr. President. Birthdays are happy events. Think of the birth of your siblings, your own children, nephews, nieces, friends from school having kids. All in all, a very happy event and definitely worthy to celebrate. In 2015, our president had his birthday bash at the city of Victoria Falls. It costed over $1 million US. 7 cakes were on display, most of them the size of a single bed. 1 elephant, 2 buffaloes, 2 sables, 5 impalas were taken from the national parks and slaughtered for meat. A lion was shot and mounted for His Excellency, and a certain professor in now dubbed the G40 donated 20 cows. A former very large Minister of Mines donated 20 cows plus $40,000 US in cash, and portraits of our president were bought by the deputy presidents for $6,800 apiece at the local fundraising dinners. That was 2015. This year's celebration is going to be held next week in Masvingo at Mocheke Stadium, February the 28th. As far as funding goes, the usual suspects will be fleeced as follows. Masvingo province was told to raise $100,000. The other 9 provinces, $30,000 each. And then there was a national task team that was set up, and they were told to raise $400,000. That's just under $700,000 in total. Where does that money come from? There has been rumors that teachers were complaining that they were asked to contribute $5 each. Businesses will be encouraged to donate various amounts in exchange for being allowed to operate. Struggling parastatals will be tasked to provide free transport. And again, meat will be taken from the national parks where, instead of hunters paying to hunt them, they will be shot for the feast. We at Brett Holley are not the birthday police. We are not here to dampen what would be an otherwise happy event. However, a few things need to be said, and luckily Fidza and myself are more than willing to say them. At a time when our country is struggling financially, is it really wise to spend this amount and put these resources towards one birthday party? Let's give a few examples to what that amount of $700,000 can do for the country. The amount is roughly 10% of the entire budget allocated to the Ministry of Lands and Resettlement. It is also roughly 15% of the budget for Energy and Power Development Ministry. It is also 8% of the entire budget allocated to the Women and Gender Ministry. We could put up 266 boreholes. That is 5 boreholes in each and every district of Zimbabwe. It could pay 97 teachers' salaries for an entire year. It could purchase 9 state-of-the-art, totally kitted out ambulances. Like we have said, we are not against people celebrating birthdays. However, when one becomes a leader, or in this case a president, then you need to consider that you are in a senior position and you can use that position to influence things, either for the good or in this case for the bad. Ask yourselves, as a father, would you ever sit in front of your kids and eat cake while they eat bread? Would you, as a mother, use the last money in your bank account to buy a new dress, knowing that your kids' school fees have not been paid? A person would have his country's best interest at heart, would realize that it would possibly be better to stay at home, have a low-key celebration with immediate family and a few close friends, and rather use those extra resources, the time, the effort, and put that to better use. Common sense is a better quality to have than to blindly follow rules and traditions that have been set up by the junta for its own benefit. What is even more disturbing is the way we are hearing opposition leaders crying foul, all saying that the 700,000 should have been used for other issues, when they themselves live in $3 million site mansions built and owned by the state. Others took 2 to 3 cars, Mercedes-Benz and 4x4s as their termination or benefits package in the GNU, while others gladly spent thousands on first-class travel, wining and dining in the best of hotels, all in the name of government. Do they sound like people who need to start complaining about $700,000 being spent on a birthday? You see, this is not just a presidential problem, or as I'm going to refer to it as a presidential sickness. No, it is a total leadership sickness in Zimbabwe. A sickness of leaders thinking that they are above us all, and because of their position, they are entitled to the best of the best, no matter the consequences to the country, to the citizens, or to the budget. Only us, me and you, the citizens of Zimbabwe, can stop this abusive and outrageous behavior. All of you who are in different political parties, different NGOs, different organizations, you can use common sense and stop your leaders abusing our country's resources. Lastly, remember Louis XIV of France. He also used to publicly celebrate his birthday nationally. The guillotine followed swiftly. We can always live in hope. That brings an end to our episode on this birthday day. We look forward to what's going to be happening next week. If you like what I say, if you like the way I say it, please like my Facebook page, Brett Holley, as well as the YouTube channel, also entitled Brett Holley. Thank you very much.